In the high deserts of the American Southwest, where the horizon stretches forever and the red canyons cut deep scars into the land, there lingers a story whispered in hushed tones. The Dine, or Navajo people, tell of a creature born from dark magic, a being that was once human but chose a forbidden path. They call it Enol Lushii, the one who goes on all fours, known in English as the Skinwalker. Long ago, before settlers came to the desert, there lived a medicine man of great skill. He was respected, for he could heal wounds, cure sickness, and call on the spirits to guide his people. But within him burned a hunger not for healing, but for power. He envied the strength of predators, the swiftness of the coyote, the vision of the owl. So he turned away from the sacred path and sought knowledge that was never meant to be held by human hands. To achieve it, he performed the unthinkable acts of cruelty and sacrifice that severed his ties to humanity. The price was his soul, but the reward was terrifying power. The medicine man became something else entirely. By wearing the hides of animals, he could slip into their skins. He could walk as a wolf, run as a coyote, soar as an owl. He could take any shape he desired, but each transformation pulled him further from the man he once was. His heart grew twisted, his mind corrupted, until nothing remained but a dark hunger to terrify and harm. The Skinwalker was born in generations past, and with them came countless stories. Travelers riding through the desert at night often told of seeing a figure running alongside their wagons, faster than a man, keeping pace even with horses. In the moonlight, the figure would look like a coyote, but its eyes glowed an unnatural red. When the travelers stopped, it would vanish into the brush, leaving behind only silence and the uneasy feeling of being watched. One story tells of a rancher who lived near the edge of Navajo land. One autumn night, he awoke to a strange noise, his sheep crying out in terror. Grabbing his lantern and rifle, he stepped into the dry night air. The desert was still, the stars burning coldly above, but his dogs refused to leave the porch. They growled and whimpered, staring into the dark. He followed the sound to the pen and saw a shape crouched among his animals. At first, he thought it was a man draped in ragged skins. But as the lantern light flickered across it, the figure shifted. Its arms bent backward, its face stretched long like a snout, and its eyes gleamed red in the light. It was no man, no beast, something in between, a body that moved in jerks and unnatural spasms. The rancher froze. The creature turned to look at him and smiled with a mouth full of sharp, too human teeth. Then it let out a sound he would never forget, a low, rasping laugh, mocking and cruel. Before he could lift his rifle, the Skinwalker leapt over the pen and sprinted into the desert, moving faster than anything he had ever seen. That night was only the beginning. For weeks afterward, strange things plagued the rancher's home. Scratches appeared on the windows, though no one saw who made them. At night, whispers in a language unknown drifted through the walls. The smell of decay hung in the air, even when nothing was dead nearby. His livestock grew thin and sick, his family terrified to sleep. He sought answers from the elders of the Navajo Nation. They warned him never to speak the creature's name aloud, for skinwalkers feed on fear, and by acknowledging them, you invite them closer. They told him that only a skilled medicine man could confront such a being, and even then, it was dangerous. The rancher tried prayers, salt, even fire, but nothing drove it away. In the end, the rancher abandoned his land. The house still stands, weathered and broken, the corral empty, the doors swinging in the wind. Travelers say that if you pass by under a thin moon, you might see a shadow along the fence line. Sometimes it runs on 4 legs, sometimes on 2. And if you are very unlucky, you may hear laughter carried on the desert wind, low, human, and cruel. Even now, the people of the desert warn outsiders, do not whistle at night, do not walk alone under the moon, and never speak the Skinwalker's name. For to call it is to invite it, and once it knows you, it will never truly leave.